Well, hello there, Meg. Anyway, it's Roger, and no, I know that there's a couple different trips to choose from, and of course, I really hope you do on both. That's my real. I know you don't feel you can, but maybe you'd have so much fun in one that you'd want to go in the second. Anyway, the reason why the first trip is kind of cool is because of the people going, and I really would have never imagined that these exact people would be going. Of course, it's me and also Abriana, who you met from Hawaii, and I guess you went to the mermaid ponds together there. Also, Ladon will be there, as well as an interesting person, Stefiana. Stefiana is the person who invited me to the Celeste Fest in the first place, and she met Ladon there and their friends. And then how I met Stefiana was through Lisa, although Stefiana did play in my board game group, so she's really interesting because she travels all over the world and she just vacations everywhere. She has kind of a sad life in the fact that she's now an orphan. Both of her parents died, and she has no family, so she just decided to travel all over the world. I mean, it seems like it'd be a fun travel partner for you. Perhaps that would be great, huh? Um, Somebody fun to hang out with. She's just very much wants to connect with the earth and kind of a cool person, Stefiana. Um, like I said, she's also a friend of Ladon's too, because they met at Celeste Fest and they hang out a couple times. Also, another friend of Ladon's, Tiffany, is coming. In fact, they're driving together. That should be fun. I have met Tiffany. She was the one who babysits the dogs when we're hanging out with Ladon, because she's visited a few times now. And then also you'll get to meet Lisa. She was the one who purchased the cameo, and she knows what a big fan I am of yours, and she's very supportive of that. Very understanding. I'm sorry. And and her son Gavin. Now Gavin Anderson is actually a Hollywood movie producer. Um, I guess this movie Blue Call he worked on, but he's worked on a lot of since then. That's the one you see when you look him up. But he's working on something with an animated movie with Dane Cook. Actually, it's turned into a TV series. I think it'll be on Hulu. It's where Dane Cook will be the king of the dragons. I mean, sometimes Gavin goes on shoots from her movies. He just went back to Africa. But he's an interesting guy because not only is he a movie producer, but he also does music videos. Not for people. No, I mean, if you have enough money. I mean, like the thing is Cheryl Hines and RFK Jr. Their kids wanted a video made, so they were able to afford to have Gavin make a music video for them. But I mean, of course, he has some downtime. It'd be fun, some project, make a music video for one of your movies, one of your videos. It'd be kind of fun. But that's somebody interesting to know. Also, he is a musician. Another thing we don't touch upon is Ladon is actually quite the musician. Now you have an amazing voice, and I love your voice, and I love the content of your songs. Ladon actually does a lot of like techno dance music, and she does DJing, and I helped her buy a computer to do the DJing with, and some software. So maybe that would be another thing that you could talk about while you're here, and maybe she could play some of the songs that she's recorded, like electronic dance music that she sings along to. That'd be cool. Um, and you'll also get to meet Adonica. Adonica is another friend of mine, and she has ag- agoraphobic. Well, doesn't like to be around people. But I mean, the thing is, she's okay with being around me, and I think she's definitely on board for the going down the river trip. Betsy also, she's also a neurodiverse person, and she's a teacher. But of course, because of her being neurodiverse, it's difficult for her. So she's doing like tutoring, but you'll get to meet her. She's also up for the trip. And then another couple of friends of Lisa's, Nancy and Steve. They're just friends of Lisa's, and um, they're normies. Well, I guess we have to have a couple normies, but anyway, with us. So the other thing I want to touch on is the. Some people think there's only two, but there are actually three different types of empathy. I know you're up on that. Let's see. There's cognitive, emotional, and compassionate empathy. Cognitive empathy is understanding others' perspectives and beliefs. Now, I mean, I know that you would definitely say that you have that, and I definitely think that you do as well. I mean, I think that's what, when you write your music, it's very evident. Um, let's see, and then we have emotional empathy, so feeling the same emotions as someone else. And I know when you have the emotions, when you sing your songs, that you feel those emotions. It's not just acting. You mentioned that your mom had suggested that that you could just act it, but of course you have to feel it. I get that, because people can see when it's not sincere. The third one is compassionate empathy, which goes further, prompting a desire to help and alleviate suffering. Now, I know you want to do that, but one of the things about this is that if you watch The Big Bang Theory, the character Sheldon is based on somebody with Asperger's syndrome. They never say it out loud. I know that some people would feel it's offensive to have somebody who doesn't have Asperger's syndrome pretending to have it, but I'm not offended. I think he does a good job of not making it like he's making fun. But in the character, even though he has empathy and wants to help people, genuinely wants to help people, he just doesn't really know how. So they have it where he learns that, like if somebody's sad and, offering a hot beverage. It's kind of his thing. Oh, can I have a hot beverage? He's just so matter of fact about it, because he really doesn't know how to be compassionate. He wants to be compassionate. He actually has the empathy. He just doesn't have the tools. Now, that is something that is very characteristic of us Aspies, is that sometimes we don't have the tools. We don't know what the right thing to say is or the right thing to do. I mean, and that's something you can work on. I mean, knowing that you're an empath, sorry about that, knowing that you're an empath, these are things that you can learn how to connect with people. And that is something that I have learned how to do. I mean, one thing is that what's been frustrating for me with all this is that, I mean, I know that I have been reaching out to all these people. Now, I've traveled all over the country. I've lived in many different states. And oftentimes when I work at different jobs or I run meetup groups, I meet neurodiverse people, and I love them. I mean, they're just so much more honest than the normies, right? And so, like, it's so refreshing to find people like myself. So over all these years, I just treasure these people, and so being somebody like Kat, who just learned about her autism from you. Oh wow, she's kind of like me. I wonder if I have autism, and then getting tested, and oftentimes girls are not diagnosed, and the that book, Asperger's and Girls and Women. I mean, I remember I met the author of that book. He's pretty well respected in the community, and he was thinking about writing a book for Asperger's and girls, and I've also already been a consultant for another book, a children's book for Asperger's, and I said, yes, you definitely need to write a book about Aspies and girls. And so I know it's kind of maybe a little more for kids, but we're talking about the Tony Atwood book that I sent you. Oftentimes girls it's not even noticed, because it's not as apparent. Girls are better at just doing what other people do. And when I asked LaDawn about how she can appear so without, almost, you really wouldn't know about LaDawn. She's really good at masking. And sorry about that again. She did say that she just watches other people and learns phrases that people use, and that's how she's gotten through life. And I guess it's not really being fake, because it's who she wants to be. We all learn phrases like when we're babies. We learn to say things because our parents say them. It's just a matter of just being more cognitive about it. And so I'd like to help with that. Maybe LaDawn could be a big